Hi, this is Al with Myers Cartage and Sound, and what I'm going to demonstrate today, I ran into a little problem when I was overseas by working with a generic fixture. This fixture didn't have a brand name, they didn't have the user guide with it to tell me what channels did what. The only thing that they were able to tell me, because their lighting director knew, is what the channels did according to his board. So I tried to build profile pages without any luck because whatever was wrong with the fixture, or that it was designed to communicate with a more of a basic board, it would cause conflicts. The pan and tilt would pan and tilt to a certain degree, then start affecting the colors. When you did the color mixing, the RGB, what would end up happening is it wouldn't go to the correct color. So I had about 5 to 6 hours before the concert began to get all the fixtures programmed and the show programmed. And I spent probably 3.5 hours of that dealing with just trying to build a profile page. And no matter what I did, it wouldn't work. So I thought about it a little bit, and I came up with the idea of just using straight dimmers, since they will run the gambit of 0 to 255 for each channel, and just basically programming each fixture that way and then saving the look. And if there were certain looks or colors that I would need them, I would save them on the fixture master page and then recall them later while I'm programming the show. So I will show you what I did. I'll pull up the uh, page creator here. Now, what I was working with was an moving head LED. With one of those, there's a red, green, and blue. The dimmer, of course, it had effects, but for the sake of this, we'll just add the dimmer, and then we'll add the pan and tilt. So that will be 6 channels that we will use, I believe. So what I did is I started using a linear dimmer. So I drug 6 dimmers. We'll call this red, green, blue, dimmer, pan, and drag another one down there and call it tilt. So what I will do is I will go back over to channel 1. We'll start there. Pull this down, and you see you have various dimmers. When you select the dimmer, you have various dimmers: a linear, a simple, a dimmer pulse, and a dimmer pulse close. So what I'm going to use is just a simple dimmer. I'll drag it over, go to number 2, and I'll do this for all of the channels. Now if you want uh, things to come up when you first load the page in before we save it, like I said, the way I'll call it for just this sake, you'll have to find out with your own fixture that you use if you ever encounter this problem. I call this red, green, blue, and then we'll hit tilt on this one. Okay, you can go in and it actually sets the beginning at 127, which should be center. The pan, it'll do that with all of them. With the dimmer, what I will do, I'll select 255. um, with the red, green, and blue. It's got them set at center. So what I would do with this is I would just go ahead and run everything up. So what will happen when the fixture comes up using this profile page, that it should come up white. So we'll go in here, we'll save as. I usually save it in the generic folder, and I've got a fixture already in here that I'm going to use. Should be a test fixture. I'll just override it and save. And it says, do I want to replace it? Since you'll be creating yours and you'll name it whatever you want, I'm just going to give it a yes. It'll say that I'm missing pan and tilt channels. Those are predefined channels, but you can continue without them anyway, because like what if you go here and you select the pan and tilt and you'll drag it over there, it'll automatically put pan and tilt, and it puts all the parameters in there. By just using a simple dimmer, it'll do the same thing because it's actually reading the number 0 from 255, and what will happen is as you increase, it'll increase the pan, or you reduce it, it'll reduce the pan. You increase it on the tilt side, it'll increase the tilt, or it'll reduce the tilt. So it's basically making Elation Compu work as a simple DMX controller is all it is. So we can close this out. We'll explore, go into generic. We can just type in test fixture and open it. Just go through like we normally do. I'll just start at 1 since I've got an open page here. Give it 5 fixtures. We'll enable it. You should see it come on. If not, go in here and select your dimmer. Bring it up. Select, let's say we'll just do red, and it should come up red. You give it an OK. Yes. Next, and you go through, let it create its predefined buttons and everything, and you will see you have your fixture on, which brings everything on, your dimmer, and looks like your green and your dimmer will be on. That's what's set to come on when you hit on. Now, as you're creating your scenes, this will deal with all 5 of your fixtures. So what you want to do is you want to bring your dimmer all the way up. You can do, let's say we want it blue. So there's your blue all the way up. Select your pan. Move it where you want. Select your tilt. Move it where you want. Now this is controlling all of them. So we'll just click back on the master page and save a scene and call it a test. And we'll edit it. I always like to, we'll open this up. With these, you can just switch them back over to the regular dimmer. It's not gonna, well, we'll just restart from the bottom. But as you're looking at your controller here, and you'll be watching the fixture there. You know the first one is red. So you'll bring it up. You want to bring your dimmer up, your pan and tilt, move it into place, and there's fixture 1, and you can do that for all the fixtures you have. And again, this is just a quick fix that I used when the fixture would not respond to any of the pages that I've created. So again, this is Al with Myers Cartage and Sound, and if you have any questions, you can email me at MyersSound, MYERSSOUND, @gmail.com, and if I can help you, I would be glad to. Thanks, and you guys have a great week.